Mr. Tomlinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just calling to just have a word with you. I don't know if it's the right time.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I did an assessment with him yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and on Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I'm following up is in regards to a safeguarding
Mm-hmm.
that was reported by the London ambulance when they came to pick him up to pick him
Mm-hmm.
to the hospital on the 9th. So just want to, hear from your side what happened and what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened, a safeguarding was put on my stepson from the hospital prior to when the ambulance came because he locked my son and my husband out of his house.
Who locked the house?
I'm talking about my stepson, okay? Please listen, okay?
Okay,
If I'm going too fast, just ask me to repeat myself, okay?
Sorry?
If I'm going too fast, ask me to repeat. Don't yeah?
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah,
So I'll go
get
again.
everything right.
My stepson locked my husband out of the house, his house, my husband's house.
Okay, just a minute. Because I'm writing, yeah?
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
That's why I said tell me to slow down because sometimes I go a bit fast.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Mm. Or if you send me an email, I could also maybe put something in writing that might help as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But meanwhile, I'll just take a bit of what I can.
All right, no problem. Just making
Okay.
suggestion to see how we could maybe speed up the process.
Yeah. So I'm understanding that your stepson locked Mr. Tomlinson out of his house. Is it the house that you live in or his house?
No, that's why there was a safeguarding put on that. So I'm sure if you contact the people who are working with him at Guys, they should be able to update you on that because it wasn't me. It wasn't me who put the safeguarding on, it was the hospital. So he was basically locked out of his house. My husband was locked out of his house. He changed the lock on us.
Okay.
So hence I had to make arrangements for my husband to come to this little place. Yeah.
Okay.
So so the reason the ambulance were called out on the 9th, that was a day after his 101 birthday, was my stepson came to my place here and assaulted me. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, go on.
So basically that's in a nutshell because I called the police and because I was stressed out earlier on when I called for support and hence the ambulance came for my husband. The GP came, so the GP was here also, so I'm sure everybody could back up whatever is happening. Police came. I have a card number and everything, so that's basically it.
Yeah. So just a minute.
All right.
So the GP attended, the police.
Yeah, because first in the morning I was really stressed out because he was agitating from early in the morning.
Yeah.
So I actually called around for support. And then the ambulance came first because they were here for a while and they were the ones who actually called around to get me the support. So the GP came because they make sure I got the support before they left. That when I say the ambulance, hence why the GP came. Yeah. So the police came because I called when my stepson assaulted me. So the police didn't come because of my husband. It was because my stepson assaulted me why he came.
Okay. At the point that your stepson was there and assaulted you, had you called for help?
Okay.
Or he had just visited?
When my husband was agitating in the morning, because it was early morning. So when I got up normal time now, because he was going in and out of agitation, settled down, then he starts it again. So I'd actually called my stepson first for support because we'd had our disagreement, but he was here on my husband's birthday, so he actually trimmed and shaved him. So I thought at least we had repaired, because I had agreed from before that whatever our differences, we have to patch it up for my husband's sake, because it's just both of us, and if we are not getting on, it's going to impact on his health. And as you can see, he came out of guys and then have to ended up back in Kings. So I called for support. He didn't actually come. He said he would come later. So then, because I was still in stress, I called is it 111 or 101? One of those.
111.
Yeah, and then the person was telling me like, oh, they're gonna make referral. So I said to him, he later got back to me anyway. But I said to him, I need support right now. So after I hung up from him, I called 999, and they were prompt, and they didn't leave here until they were the ones who got the GP to come out. And I think when the GP came now, that's when the GP got the ambulance that took my husband to the hospital.
Okay.
But by that time, the police had arrived, I think, before the GP, because I called them out for the assault.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
But
So, in regards to this safeguarding, what the GP noted was that both of you, it's like, were arguing over Mr. Thompson's condition.
no, the GP didn't come here when we were arguing. That will not go on record. If the GP put that in there, she's lying. And I make no grounds to say she's lying. We were not arguing over Mr. Tomlinson when GP come here. Because when my stepson came, my stepson came because I called him. But he came with another attitude. And I want also, now that we're talking, to put my neighbor on the safeguarding list, because I asked them at the guys to put her on. So I need now her to put on, because I think she is working with my stepson for whatever is happening. So can you put her name on now, please? And that GP is lying. I was in the living room, with the police when she came here. So if she puts that there, she's lying.
No, my work is just to go with them.
No, but I am telling you what my work is as Mr. Tomlinson's wife, and in the power of an attorney. I'm not telling you to do your work. I'm telling you. Because when she came here, I was sat in the living room with the police. She even came out here to ask about where is the letter about him not going back to hospital. And I said, there's no such thing. It's just word of mouth or whatever. So nobody said anything. So I don't know where they get their information from. I'm safeguarding myself too. Yeah?
No, that's okay,
because of whatever is being said, and how many times social services came here. Mimi Owusu sent police. It's only since the witness statement with Housing for Women I know it was her, because she told me it was my stepson. So who is working with who or against who?
Okay, that's fine. And I'm doing an assessment, so whatever you tell me today, that's what I'm writing.
Okay.
Not what was said. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going with what you're telling me, not what was written. This is my assessment.
Fair enough. And I respect you for that.
Yeah.
There's two sides. There's three sides to every story.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's fine. At any one point, did each one of you kind of accuse each other of mistreating the patient or mistreating Mr. Tomlinson or something like that?
Well, my stepson came here with the intention, because I called him. So I think he was coming here to support me. But from the minute he walked in here, it was a different attitude. Hence the reason he assaulted me. So he assaulted me in my bedroom where my husband, I had to clear out so my husband had space. And all I did was because I'm having problems. Yeah, I'm diabetic. I've developed an eating disorder and blah, blah, blah. So I needed to sit down. So he put his bag on the chair. So all I did was pick up the bag. So he grabbed my wrist wrestled the bag from me and pushed me.
Mhm.
And then I am, if you hear I'm talking, I do a lot of talk. And I'm very high tempered, yeah?
That's
So
okay. I'll take
so
it.
I done some recording because I'm safeguarding myself, as I say. No, I'm getting used to you. The anxiety is going down, so I'm getting back to normality. So I'm doing
Yeah,
some
that's okay.
recording because of what he did to me. So I was like saying, I'm not leaving you on your own with your father because I don't want you to suffocate him, and then they blame it on me. I'm Jamaican. I have African in me, yeah.
Mhm.
So it was basically that what was said. So after I got my angst out by saying that, I walked out of the bedroom, leave him with his dad, and came to the living room.
Mhm.
And he came in the living room and boxed the phone out of my hand with such force that it didn't just fall on the sofa. It went all the way around the back of the sofa. So I had to pull the sofa out to get it.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Mhm.
And then he was there because I said I'm going to call the police. He was there teasing me. Oh, go ahead. I want them to come. I have something to tell them. So I don't know what it is he has to tell him. So maybe he's also in contact with Mimi Owusu, who wrote a 12-page witness statement for Housing for Women and saying I'm abusing my husband. I've cleaned his money, all the money out of the account. She scammed me £10,000 between knowing me in April to July, and now she's saying the money is not mine, it's for Trevor. So I don't know what sort of, if they are meeting, I don't know.
Okay. So is that ongoing?
Is what ongoing?
The meeting or whatever you're saying, the accusation regards the money.
I don't know. I'm only, because of allegation, because of the snide remarks he's making, and because of him and my neighbor doing, because the day when the police came for him, she was up on her stairs chatting, and then when he came out, he made some gesture to her. So the police had already arrived. I asked the police man, did you see what happened? So I didn't let him in my place until he acknowledged that he actually heard or seen the gesture. So I also made sure that was listed in the witness statement.